Hey y'all, welcome back to our channel. I'm Katrina.
I'm Charles.
And this is KNC TV.
About to leave, already packing, come with me, I'm not really.
So today's video is going to be a story time about our first experience at a resort together.
Well, it was at a resort period because neither one of us had been to a resort before that one.
Yeah, right.
So stay tuned. All right, so our first resort, I don't even remember when it was, babe. Honestly, that
it was like July 2013.
Was it 2013?
And it was a 7-day. Oh, 5-day.
No, yeah, it was a 5-day. So we went to Montego Bay, Jamaica.
Okay.
The resort itself was actually in Runaway Bay, which was like 15-20 minutes, I think, from Montego.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, it wasn't too far.
Well, it might have been more than that though.
It could have been more than that.
It might have been. We don't know.
It might have been like an hour.
Yeah.
But I went from 15 to 20 to an hour. Huh?
Darn!
Kind of a big difference.
It is, but that's cool.
To be sitting in the car, especially if you've ridden in those things in Jamaica.
Oof, yeah, for real though. Okay. Yes.
No, it's called the Grand Bahia Principe or something like that. The resort, it was like I would say 3.5, 4 star maybe.
But it was my favorite. Charles always says your first time is always gonna be your best time because you have no expectation.
You have no expectation of anything.
I loved it.
She loved it because it was her first one. I think if I were to go back to that resort now, I probably wouldn't enjoy it as much because now we have been to 5-star resorts.
Yeah, that's true.
And
that's true.
I feel like
a couple of them.
Yeah, and so now that I've been to a 5-star resort, going back to a 3.5, 4-star resort, it probably is not gonna.
I would go back with the kids though, because I think if we go to resorts on our own, I want to go to adult only resorts, but I would definitely take the kids back to Grand Bahia, especially now that they've built the thing.
I can see that. But it was nice walking up to the. I don't know if you said you have a few little small videos.
I don't know if I have. I might have video of that. I have to find it.
Way before we were vlogging or even thinking about vlogging.
But I recorded though.
Yeah, she had some small videos and they were probably from like an iPhone 4 or something like that. So it probably doesn't look very good. But if we have anything, we'll input some stuff here.
If I can find it. Yeah. But the entrance to this place, y'all, was it was beautiful. Like okay, personally, I think the entrance to Grand Bahia was better than the entrance to Secrets Cap Cana.
I don't.
I do. Because it was like, it reminded me of how Stella got her groove back, #1. And when you walk in, like they have this huge like fountain or statue like in the middle of the foyer before you get back to.
Look at you, foyer.
Look at them. But the only thing is, it was so many people at that resort. I remember walking up and there was just people all over the place.
Yeah, there
whereas
was a lot of people.
at Cap Cana, it wasn't like that.
Like, chill, relax, quiet when you walked up.
Yeah, they had shops in there and everything. Did they have shops? Oh, they had shops at Cap Cana too.
Yeah, they did.
When we first got there, I remember they gave us, because it was my first time at a resort. Now I know they do this everywhere. The only thing they didn't do at Grand Bahia that they did at Secrets is they didn't give you a warm towel that was eucalyptus mint smelling or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But you walk in, they give you a
it was like a mimosa.
A mimosa at your check-in, and they walk you to your room. That resort though, because of the way that it's made, it was huge. Yeah,
it covered a lot of land, I guess. It was pretty big from one side to the other.
And I think all the buildings were attached in some way. Because when we were at Secrets Cap Cana, they had different buildings where you had to go to. Yeah. Whereas this, you had to like walk down this long hallway to get to the room. But that trip was so much fun, y'all. We went with his family, basically.
So basically it was my mom, my dad, my sister, and
just us.
Yeah. That was it.
That's it? Yeah. This one actually did a really good. The only place we went to that didn't have real good water sports was Secrets Cap Cana, which was in the Dominican Republic.
And they probably have good water sports. We just couldn't do anything because of...
We couldn't access them.
Yeah.
But
watch the video.
Watch the video. That tore me up in that video. Wow. People be so mad, but whatever. But they had all the water sports were available. I mean, from snorkeling to...
They had like the personal catamaran.
They had parasailing. They had all that stuff.
Yeah.
But we got to our room and I thought the room was just beautiful. And if you've ever been to like a resort in the Caribbean, you know that there is always a wet feeling.
Yeah, it's really like
moist,
and that's because it's real humid there.
It's so humid there.
So when you have the humid air from outside mixing with the cold air from the room, it just makes everything real kind of moist and
it does have a smell to it. It's like a
watery, like a wet smell. It's not bad, it's just, you know, just what it is, you know, when you have a tropical environment, honestly.
Yeah, it is. And then the patio, like Jamaica, if you've ever been to Jamaica, and it could be like this anywhere in the Caribbean. I didn't hear it in the Dominican, but it always sounds like crickets in the trees, or like there's crickets and frogs. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Always crickets and frogs or whatever. But I remember going there and I was just like, oh my gosh, I am so excited, because that was the first time I ever been to a resort, and I personally just loved the hell out of it. It was the bomb.
I liked it too. It was nice. That was, again, considering it was my first time. And like I told Katrina, like she said at the beginning, I think your first time is always going to be nice because it was your first time. You have no expectations of anything.
Yeah.
It's not hard to please you when you're on your first time just because you don't know what to expect.
It's not. But when we went to this resort, like outside of the resort, we ended up taking like a family trip to Dunn's River Falls, but we did it on a catamaran. It was like a party catamaran.
Yeah, I forget what the name of the company was.
It was Chuka.
Chuka?
Chuka.
Yeah, that's what it was.
It was Chuka.
So basically, they took us on the catamaran to do some snorkeling first, like open water snorkeling.
Oh, tell them about that. Tell them, don't be skipping.
So I know how to swim. I do know how to swim. I don't swim all the time though, so you know, I get my snorkeling gear. We jump off the boat. And I've never snorkeled before. I've never used the flippers before.
The flippers make it easier, but yeah, okay.
But I didn't know how to use them at first. And so I was struggling so bad. And I was like, the place where they had us going snorkeling was like
in the
way
middle.
out.
Yeah, it was
like far from the boat. So we jumped off the boat and then you had to snorkel all the way out somewhere.
And it wasn't shallow waters.
Yeah,
like we were deep.
There was no touching the ground at all. Like there was nothing there. And so I was like, dude, I'm so tired already. I'm not gonna make it all the way out there. And so I got back on the boat because I was like, I can't hang. And so then they were like, okay, well, one of the instructors was like, I'll take you guys, including myself, my wife, and like one or two other people that were kind of struggling.
He had a ring.
Yeah, he had a ring. Yeah, one of those.
All like
kind of grabbed on, and he pulled us out there.
And Charles was like, no, I'm leaving, I'm going. And I was like, nope,
but by that point,
back.
I had figured out how to use the flippers. And so I was like, oh, I can do this now. Like now I know how to use the flippers. Okay, I'm cool. But because I was already labeled as the
non-swimmer,
the struggler of the group, or of the thing, he wouldn't let me go on my own. And I was so mad because now like I know how to use it. I'm good. I really want to just go explore on my own, but I couldn't.
But it was so beautiful, y'all. Like, so I'm not a good swimmer. I can swim in 5 feet, doggy paddle. But when we jumped in, it was scary to me. But the flippers definitely makes it a lot easier. Now I love snorkeling everywhere we go. But I stay in my lane though. I stay in my lane. I got to be able to look at the sand. So we jumped in, and he was just like, hold on to this life reef, whatever, lifesaver, and look down. And so you look down, and instantly, like, you saw all the coral and like all the plants down there, and all like the fish, like neon colored fish, and I had never seen it before. It was my first time snorkeling. Oh my god, it was so beautiful. It was beautiful, but I was getting scared because I just felt like we're out here for a little bit too long, and I don't know if a shark gonna come, or if like are we gonna go out too far? I can't swim. But they were really good about making sure that we were good and safe and everything. And yeah, so that was fun. From there, we got back on the boat, and they had like
beer and rum punch.
Beer and rum punch, and they had like the Jamaican meat patties and everything.
Which I love those things, by the way.
He loves them. And if you want some good Jamaican meat patties, they actually have some really decent ones at the Walmart.
They do.
They actually legit.
They're decent,
They're decent.
Yeah, they're
they taste like.
Yeah, they actually. Yeah, I ain't gonna front. They taste like.
They good.
Jamaican ones.
Get a little heartburn though, but they good though. But we got on there, and it took us out to Dunn River Falls, and we got to Dunn River Falls, and I didn't enjoy that as much because I thought it was gonna be something where like we can go on our own and self-guided. Yeah, but it was very commercial.
Yeah, it was like, all right, you guys hold hands. We're gonna walk up here, follow this path.
Say cheese.
Yeah, and it was like, okay, all right, well.
We still have the video. We have that video.
I remember that.
The DVD.
Because my wife wanted to buy. They sold this. They sold her.
I'm always, y'all, if y'all could sell air to me, I would probably buy it if you sell it the right way. But it was beautiful though, walking up. Like it was nice.
It was nice. It was just really
commercial.
Yeah.
You couldn't go out and explore on your own, which in the Dominican now, honey, they send you just get on that horse and go. I don't care if you've ridden a horse or not. Just roll on out and go, and we'll see you on the other side. In Jamaica, they they hold your hand. Yeah. But it was pretty cool though. Charles went all the way to the top. I exited in the middle because I couldn't keep climbing. Like,
I think, did you get tired or something like that?
I got tired because you literally have to climb like this rock mountain with all this water.
It wasn't steep, but it was just
steep.
It wasn't steep, but it was just, I could see how, I mean, after we had just snorkeled and all that stuff, I could see how you would be tired, but I wanted to go to the whole thing, so I went up to the top without her.
So we get back, we leave the Denver Falls, we get back on the boat. Y'all, tell me why I fell down the steps. I fell, I'm coming down. It was the most embarrassing thing because I had my rum punch in my hand. I'm walking down the steps on the catamaran, and I think they said you shouldn't wear shoes on the catamaran. Or you were supposed to wear shoes?
I can't remember.
Whatever happened, I missed the step where it was really wet, and I fell so hard, y'all, down the stairs in front of all these people. My drink went up in the air. Alcohol was all in my eyes.
And I was in front of her, so I didn't even see it happen until I turned around and she was on the floor.
And imagine this, like I had just started dating a guy. You know what I'm saying? Like we hadn't even made a full year of dating. Nah, I hadn't even made a full year of dating. And his parents are there, his sister's there, and I look like a lush. I done fell down the steps, and you had to smile it off even though like my shins were hurting and bleeding. So like I ran off. They had like a bathroom on the side, so I ran off, and I was in there like trying to wash my eyes out and get everything together. And then I came out and I was like, I'm good. It was nothing. Oh, I'm just having a good time. I was hurting. So they made me fill out this incident report and basically saying that it ain't our fault, you can't sue us or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, it wasn't y'all fault. Like, I was doing nothing wrong. I was tipsy. I went down the stairs the wrong way, whatever.
What, you felt because you was tipsy?
I don't know if I was tipsy or if it was wet. I can't recall.
You felt because you're tipsy. I thought you just slipped on the floor.
It could have been a combination of both, to be quite honest. I mean, you know how many times you done did some stuff tipsy.
No, I'm a good guy.
I could think of a few. Don't let me put my daddy on this story time and talk about how you was in front of his house in a chair. Nope. If y'all want to hear the story time, of Charles getting very nasty drunk and with my dad in my house in front of the front yard, comment down below. Anyway, so we left there and where did we go? We came back.
We had a beer chugging contest.
Oh yeah.
And I participated.
He participated.
I think I came in like second place, didn't I?
Probably, but Charles participates in everything. If we ever go on a trip, vacation, Charles and I, you can get rest assured, we will participate in just about everything.
The guy that won, I mean, there was no way I was gonna beat him. He like chugged them out like it was nothing.
I know.
I mean, he was just like, and it was done.
I know. I saw somebody one time chug a beer in one gulp.
That was on one of our other trips, babe.
Dominican?
You remember that?
Was that the Dominican?
No,
the guy was
no. It was on a cruise. Cause we were at the
was it the Valor?
I think it was the Valor. Cause we were at the Love and Marriage.
And the guy literally was like,
I mean, like it was like a big old glass like this, and you can't see that, but a big glass like that, and he just chugged it down literally in one gulp. I've never seen that before in my life. I was impressed. The
only thing I didn't really like about this particular resort is it's not they have a lot of people out there trying to sell you stuff. Yeah, like not even like people just coming on the beach selling stuff, but like people that actually work for the resort. Yeah, they're trying to sell you stuff like, oh, come with us, you qualify for such and such, this package right here or that package there. Like literally bothering you. Yeah, and it kind of sucks. It sucks. And that was one of the biggest differences I could tell between that 3.5, 4 star resort. Yeah, that's true. The 5-star resort, they do not mess with you. They don't mess with you at all. That one they will, but I will go back to that resort. But they will try to sell you stuff. I did not like that part. See, at the 5-star resort, you get a butler. You get like your own personal concierge. And they do like small stuff. They'll remember your name. They do small stuff. The people at the Grand Bahia were fine. They weren't bad or anything like that. It just wasn't that extra mile. Housekeeping. Yeah. That was it. There was no extra mile put into that at all. Yeah. So it was definitely more like housekeeping. But all in all though, I still had like a super good time. I did too. I enjoyed it. Oh, we went to Margaritaville one night. Oh God, that was so much fun. We were dancing in Margaritaville. We went out with the employees from the hotel. Because they were like, oh yeah, I don't even know how did we find out. So basically my sister-in-law, like I guess one of the guys in the dining area, like he kind of took a liking to her. And so he was like, if y'all want to get out tonight, y'all can go with the crew. We go every night to Margaritaville and we don't even have to charge, just get on the crew van. So we met them at the crew van and they took us to Margaritaville. We got in there for free. Yeah. Like we didn't have to we just had to pay for our drinks. Yeah, we just paid for drinks. But we had transportation there and back. Yeah. And that experience alone was, oh my God. That was pretty cool. We drove to Ocho Rios.
Yeah, it was Ocho Rios.
To the Margarita and Ocho Rios. It was so bomb. They had like the slide in there, everything. It was so much fun. But remember when we left, first of all, the way they dance in Jamaica, if you go to an actual club in Jamaica, the way they dance is crazy.
And they be having like straight up dance offs like you see in the movies. Like what was the dance movie?
You Got Served. Yeah, You Got Served.
They be doing stuff like that up there. Like they be having like dance battles with each other.
And I remember when we left there, these Jamaican men were literally climbing in the car to get their numbers. Like, I think Nikki ended up giving one of the guys her number, and he even called her like a couple times after we left.
That was one of the guys that worked on the resort though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But even just regular guys from the club, they were like, literally, it was the most uncomfortable thing ever. They were like, you felt, there was no protection. Like, cause we were on it was not a private thing we booked. We were with locals. So they were like climbing in the van, like making them, like giving their number out and stuff. And I was just like, oh my God, this is just too much.
It didn't feel threatening. It just was.
To you, but imagine being the woman, like, imagine being the woman who the man is aggressively pursuing you and you don't want to be pursued. And you're like, no, I'm good. And you got to be nice, right? And be like, no, it's fine. And deep down inside, you're like, why though? Like, leave me alone. Just leave, get out the car, leave me alone. You're not even going with us. I think that was our last night there. But if I had to take away my favorite thing of all time at the resort, it was their jerk chicken truck.
No, they didn't have the jerk chicken truck. They had to go somewhere to get it. You thinking about?
Oh, that's why you had to. But they did have jerk chicken. You had to go to the little area down there. Was that only a Secrets? Oh dang, that was a Secrets when they was giving us all that stuff. Show was that was Secrets. They would come because I remember when we left Secrets, and we were walking out. I was mad because I missed the jerk chicken. Like we were really too early, and the dude came out and gave. I was like, oh, thank you so much, thank you so much. But I think that's all I can remember from that.
Yeah. It was a good experience.
I'm ready to go to another resort though. Like, I'm so ready. I would love to go to a resort this summer, but it's not happening because we have a cruise planned this summer. We have a cruise planned in December too, but I want to see if I can turn one of those into a resort trip because that would be so much fun. So much fun.
Yeah, I'm really trying to get out the Caribbean, honestly. I want to go somewhere else now.
That's cool. We can still do that, but listen, I always say this. Charles can take us to Europe. He can take us to Iceland. He can take us wherever he wants, but trust and believe, Katrina is
I've been to Italy before, and I got a story time on Italy. If y'all want to see that, let me know.
But yeah, he can record it and he can edit it because I am not. We actually already recorded a story time for that, and it took so long for him to do the story. I was like, if you want to put this up, you edit that bad boy. But as far as I'm concerned, we're going to go to the Caribbean every year, and we just have to filter in the international trips because those cost way more.
All right, well, thank y'all for joining us. That's it for the story time tonight. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, all that stuff. And in the meantime,
in between time,
until the next time.
bye.